And welcome, guys. Welcome to another edition of the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Cardona, alongside with the beautiful Hair Wire crew, Bisan Dipsy, Carrie Jared. How you guys are doing?
Doing good, doing good. So excited for what is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing great. Recovering from losing my voice over the weekend, but I am super excited. Yes, so let's talk hair.
The Celtics were on this weekend,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, we had the Highland Games last weekend, which brought all the Celtics together, and it was a blast. My voice is strained because, of course, talking over bagpipes, drums, and fiddles, but it was spectacular.
Fire, log tossing.
Yeah, we had Celtic Nova, a band from Scotland, and she had fire in her bagpipes. Oh, it was epic. Just epic. Yeah, it was 3 days straight of Celtics partying and sharing their talents in the Scottish form of Highland dancing, bagpiping, tabor tossing, sheep herding, dog herding, you name it, it was there, and it was spectacular. These men, I tell ya, the Highland Games, the men's competing, man, my husband's a big guy already. Like, he's 6 foot, he's German, he's pretty solid, but the guys, man, they made him look like a little guy. And they were tossing like 57 pound, like these logs are huge. I can't even roll one over myself, and they were tossing and flipping them in the air like nobody's business. Oh, it was insane. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was really cool to bring all the Celtic community together, and we even had Irish dancers come and perform for us, and of course, obviously the Scottish dancers, and yeah, it was fun. But my voice.
And your daughter won something too?
Yes, my daughter is a Highland dancer, as was I for many years. But my daughter cleared up. She got 2 silvers on the first day in her sport.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and her dancing was impeccable, on point. And then on the second day, she got a 3rd in her fling with one of the hardest judges. This one judge, he's quite hard. He's like the Simon in Highland dancing. Yeah, she did good. So we're very pleased with her dancing. She did spectacular. And then her biggest bonus point is she got a new kilt this weekend. So
that's a bonus right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I love cultural events, that type of thing. I was mentioning to Carrie early on. It doesn't matter which culture do you belong. Whenever you see someone else's culture on the live, it gets to you. It hits home. It doesn't matter if it is Asian culture, African culture, Latin culture. I mean, you're there, you hear the music, you see how people react to it, and it feels home. It doesn't matter which culture you are, it feels home. It's incredible. It's an incredible feeling.
Bisan, I was telling Sergio, so of course, we have all the Celtic regions all together, but we had, it was in the last day, the big end of year party, which we do every long weekend, is always held in Canmore, and Banff, Alberta, Canada are the 2 top cities for people to come from all over the world to see the mountains. And I showed you some of the pictures of the mountains. And a lot of people put their savings away just to come and see these mountains. So when we were there was a lot of people from all over the world, China, Japan, Australia, Germany, you name it. And when all the bagpipers were together, and we usually do at the end to bring in the Cayley, and a Cayley is a Scottish party.
Okay.
And so when we're bringing in the Cayley, all the bagpipers did a parade in, and there must have been over 1,000 bagpipers bagpiping together, marching, and the drummers in behind doing the snare drums and the bass drums, and you could see the guests like just crying just with the power and the.
One question though, were there any hairy bagpipes?
Hairy bagpipes?
Hairy.
Furry?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got every type. You've got a lot of wool ones. I don't know.
We need to get some of those here to the Hair Wire. Especially the hairy ones.
Yes, the hairy ones. Yes.
Oh, the hair, the amount of copper auburn hair that I saw, red, beautiful curls everywhere.
The
Oh, it was
locks.
epic. The locks,
I
the
love this hair.
beards, the braids. Oh, it was incredible. It was really incredible. You can hear it in my
Yeah.
voice.
I know. No, but you know, as we were mentioning, you know, hair culture is something amazing.
Right.
Amazing. You see how people wear their hair in different cultures, and you know, it's so. I mean, you get. I don't know. I get emotional about it, but also like I want to try it. You know,
I know.
you want to
know.
try
I
things,
love
you know, to see how they
red
look.
hair. I love red hair. Do you think it would look good on me?
The auburn. Well, that is the new trend right now. Is red hair. The new trend right now, which is
So
the
pretty.
copper cowboy. So you'll be seeing a lot of coppers coming out for color trends. So why not?
Yeah.
Everybody else is
Particularly
doing it.
for
Fun
this
listening
season,
to
you
the
know,
copper
for
cowboy.
the fall season, you see a lot of that. So
Nice.
yes,
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I have clients calling in, and it's funny because like within the salon, a lot of new trends that come out. People have new titles for it, like the shag, which I always knew it as the shag, is now the fox cut. And you know, everybody has
Yeah.
new terms. So everybody, I have clients come in, and I want the copper cowboy. I'm like, so you want to go copper? Copper cowboy.
Copper
Okay.
cowboy. Okay, that's a new term for me now. Okay, copper cowboy.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's the in thing for fall. So, you know, you can copy a lot of the Celts with the red hair because they're all going copper. Everybody wants to go copper. So,
No. You know what else is, you know, going down on this fall? What it's amazing this fall? This summit, the Hair Wire Summit. Yes, guys. This fall, it's going to be amazing. And you're going to get a lot of new hair because you're watching the Hair Wire. Okay. But you have to get connected and you have to buy your tickets for the Hair Wire Summit. Hey, guys, this is an open invitation for everyone who is, you know, if you feel the need to get something in your hair, I mean, you're losing your hair, you're struggling with your hair, you're struggling with your scalp, you're struggling with, I mean, you have to be here at the Hair Wire Summit. How can you get tickets, Sergio? Easy. Go to our website, thehairwire.com/summit. And there you go. Buy your tickets. Get them before they go up, because right now it's on the early bird special and you can get them at discount. So you don't want to miss the discount. Okay.
oh, it goes
We have
up.
an amazing lineup. We have an amazing lineup. I didn't realize, you know, until a couple of days back, we were so involved, you know, in getting some of our friends to be part of the show, that once we realized, you know, we have such an amazing lineup, and the cost for the tickets, I mean, you can pay the same for that same lineup in many other conferences, up to $800, $900. And, you know, we're selling it cheap, by the way.
I know. I know.
And we have 3 more speakers to be adding onto the speakers list. So you guys, this ain't no joke.
No.
This is a once in a lifetime speaker list.
Opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's once in a lifetime, because it's our first summit here at the Hair Wire. And because of it, we are actually giving it, you know, as a gift to our people, to our viewers, the people who are connecting with us. And, you know, it is actually a gift. So if you look around, you know what I'm telling you. So get your tickets today, whether you're a professional, whether you're general public, this summit is for you. Basically, we have a system where if you buy your tickets, your regular tickets, you see all of the presentations that we have for the general public. But if you're a professional, you get that and the extra videos for the professional for the professional group, you know, for all of our friends in the hair loss industry. If you are related to the hair loss industry, this summit definitely is for you. And again, to all of our viewers, you want to increase on your hair, you want to make it healthier. This conversation that we're going to be having on the summit, I mean, you do not want to miss it. It's all about wellness. It's about biohacking. It's about getting better hair. So definitely you want to pay attention. So Bisana, what do you think is going to happen here at the summit? I mean, we know we have a lot of things, but you know, the final effect on people, what do you think is going to happen?
So I was talking yesterday to the biohacking babes, Lauren and Renee, and I met them in the biohacking conference a while back. And the minute when I saw them, I said, look, you babes, we are in the hair industry. Now we need to increase it a notch. And we need to bring biohacking into the hair industry. She's like, yes, ma'am. I was like, of course. So, you know, like Sergio, when we have all these complicated cases that we will run our treatment plans on, and we will run our nutrition platforms and our epigenetics testing, and you need just a nudge to turn it on just to resolve the last piece of this complicated case. Guess what it's going to be? It's going to be biohacking. And in this summit, and I told the babes that yesterday, we were chatting. In this summit, this is the first time ever in the hair industry that biohacking is getting introduced as a tool to increase hair growth, or to prevent hair loss, or to stabilize hair loss, whatever the case is. You guys, it is the first time in the history of this industry we have biohacking. It's blowing my mind, because this is a dream of mine that is coming true. It means like bringing functional medicine, bringing biohacking. These are the top notches, how do you say, the fine tuning, you know?
Exactly.
We bring them into our trichologist audience, to our cosmetologist audience, the general public who is looking for different ways to resolve the hair issue they have. It's just gonna be there in the hair summit, in the hair wire summit. I can't, my mind blows up sometimes. We the hair wire crew, Carrie, Sergio, and myself, we're gonna be bringing a huge wave to the hair industry. If you don't buy your ticket, it's your loss.
That's true. That's true. You have to buy your tickets, guys, and get them while they're still cheap, because after September 24th, then they're gonna go on full price. So get them today. Get them today.
One more thing, Sergio. You know, the biohacking conference general admission fee was $3,000 per person.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That's the general admission. The VIP, I don't know, but it's like 5 or 6 or half night. So part of this biohacking people are going to be with us in this summit. You do the math.
Now, you guys, the reason why you want to take this, so if you're a patron, so this is for patrons and professionals. If you are a patron, what you're going to get out of this is different hair growth, hair loss, scalp treatment options that are available, stress management skills, not even if you're just losing hair, but just to help manage stress. You're going to learn different options that are out there. You're going to learn new trends that are out there. This is it for you. Now, for the professionals, you get everything that the patrons get, plus you're also going to be talked to with them independently as a professional on how to bring those specific services that we're advertising to the patrons into your space of work. And we're also offering business lectures. And we have a special person coming in to talk about marketing online, doing affiliate programming. And yes, I know I do affiliate marketing. I tell you guys this, but Joanne, she's going to be teaching everything Amazon related. So you don't want to miss this, you guys. It's worth it.
It's amazing. I mean, it's really amazing. The work you guys put in together is just blows my mind. And that's why I told you, like, I'm worried. You know why? I'm like kind of anxious. Like, we did this. Is just amazing, and I just want to make sure that it's perfect and it's getting out to the people and everybody knows and appreciate the value of what we're trying to do here.
Guys, this is epic. This is epic. You don't want to miss it, guys. You do not want to miss it. Now, today we're going to be talking about alopecia.
Alopecia.
Oh, what kind of alopecia?
I have alopecia.
What is alopecia, guys?
Carrie, I have an alopecia.
Alopecia. Hey, alopecia. What's happening with
alopecia? What kind of alopecia?
I don't know. The dermatologist told me I have an alopecia.
What is alopecia? By the end of the day, guys, you need to realize that alopecia is the general term for any type of hair loss. Period. all types of hair loss are called alopecia. Now, you have to realize that many people in the industry have stopped using the word alopecia because we don't want to get people too emotional about it, because whenever people hear the word alopecia, they think about baldness, and alopecia can lead to baldness, but does not necessarily mean that you're bald or anything like that. Okay. Alopecia is a term that just simply states that you are losing hair. That's it. Now, of course, in terms of the terminology, we have to realize that it is just a name, but it has a last name also. Alopecia areata, alopecia, androgenetic alopecia. It says where is that alopecia happening in your scalp, and it also describes the type of hair loss that you're experiencing. So we're going to be talking about all types of alopecia here in the morning. Yeah, it's still the morning. So, guys, what do you think about the different types of alopecia and why there's such confusion in the general public when it comes to differentiating and, of course, getting the word out on the different types of alopecia?
Oh, you're asking a question.
Yeah.
I just realized that. Okay. So the confusion is because actually it is a general term that a lot of dermatologists use, unfortunately, and we discussed this before with all due respect to dermatologists, but their specialty is not hair loss. Their specialty is a scalp disorder, for example, or skin disorder. But when they say alopecia, it's just a general term, and it got like what everybody they think when they think alopecia thinks that it's a massive hair loss or a massive issue that hits them. On the other side, it could be just a temporary telogen effluvium episode that you went through because of a trauma happened, or maybe it's a start of your androgenetic alopecia. And androgenetic alopecia sometimes can be chronic, means over a long period of time, and it's a gradual process. And this is still called alopecia, by the way, but it's not that the kind where we have to freak out right now. It's the kind where we have to prevent it and treat it slowly and keep treating it like the treatment plan it keeps evolving depending on how it is shaping. So the point is, if you want to know what kind of alopecia you have to seek a trichologist, because trichologists are the only people who study this alopecia science or hair science. We know exactly what kind of different alopecia you may have depending on the symptoms. On what we have a kind of like a long questionnaire that it will help us determine what kind of alopecia you have. Plus, we have a lot of other tools, trichoscopy, microscopy, all the other stuff that we always talk about. But the point is, it's just a general term that gets abused by a lot of people who are not familiar with trichology.
True.
And also, we talked about ethics in the workplace. Some people, they don't know exactly what do you have. Oh, that's alopecia. Take this multivitamin. Done. And that
But
is.
if that was it, Biz, that will be even a blessing. The problem is that we have a lot of people that, they go to, their physicians and, oh, that's alopecia. Here's a pill.
Here's a pill. Yeah.
Here's a drug.
Yeah.
They're pushing drugs that, they don't even know if they really need it or not.
Exactly.
And that's troubling. That's troubling. I mean, Carrie, take me away from this. Because I'm about to explode here.
Yeah, you could cause more hair loss or more long-term damage if you're treating it incorrectly. I commonly in the salon, commonly people come in and be like, I have alopecia. Okay. What kind of alopecia? Genetic alopecia. Okay. No, you guys, there's so many solutions out there, and you can't just band-aid it all and say it's going to fix it all. There's a reason why you have hair loss. There are a list of different types of alopecia out there, and different treatments, and different alopecia types have different solutions. And sometimes it might be just changing your diet or drinking more water or distressing. Stress is a huge cause of hair loss. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just say, okay, well, we'll give you a prescription. We'll give you Mandoxil, or we'll do this, we'll do that. But honestly, no. No, let's save your hair. This is why we have the hair wire, is to educate people on this. And I, like, as a hair specialist as well, I'm going to say this. It's funny because one of my clients is an eye doctor, and he comes to me and he goes, well, I'm not going to go to the doctor for a dental issue. I'm going to go to the dentist for dental issues. So if I'm coming to a trichologist for a hair issue, why am I going to a skin specialist for a hair issue? They specialize in skin, not hair. You're a trichologist, you specialize in hair. And then, but yes, there are some skin specialists that have trichology specialty, absolutely, but not all of them do. But that's the same thing. I'm not going to go to the dentist to fix an eye problem. I'm going to go to a trichologist. That's why you come to us. We study hair and we get to the root of the problem, literally, to find out what type of alopecia you have to prevent your hair loss. And sometimes we do work with other medical practitioners because your hair loss might be something bigger, like a heart issue that you're not aware of, or thyroid issue. But hair is an essential biomarker, and that's what we study, and we help educate that and give you hope to get your hair back.
Yeah. And can I add to this also that unfortunately the hair loss problem is a complex situation. It's a complex issue. It's not one thing that caused your hair. It could be genetic, it could be a trauma that happened, it could be nutrient deficiency, vitamin deficiency, wherever it is, or it could be all combined. So we don't, and sometimes we have multiple kind of alopecias going on at the same time. So that's why the trichologist is the perfect person that can peel the onion one by one to assess what kind of hair loss or alopecia you have, and to give you the treatment plan or plans accordingly. It's a specialty. That's why trichologists are hair scientists. It's a specialty. And as Carrie was saying, you go to a specialist for one problem. So
I like the approach that you brought about the multiple types of alopecia that may occur at the same time. And this is something that, most people have, at least when they come to clinic. I have to say the vast majority of people that come to my clinic, they don't have only one type of alopecia happening at the same time. So when it comes again to what we see as clinicians, what we see as specialists, is very different from what we may see in the general population, because again, you can run statistics, and the statistic may say that the vast majority of people may experience androgenetic alopecia. Well, that may be true, but the vast majority of people who come to my clinic, they're not actually experiencing androgenetic alopecia. You know what I'm saying? The people that come for help to us are people who are actually a bit more interested into their hair, into the scalp, and are willing to go the extra mile to actually get the help that they need. So usually when they come to our clinic and they come to our places, their situation is very convoluted, very, very stressful, very combined issues. And, it's not a quick fix, if we may. Most of the times we need to, as you were mentioning, we have to peel back the layers of what it's actually happening so we can get to the root of the cause. And sometimes, we have to put out many fires at the same time. And that's the deal. We have to pinpoint the different things that are happening and go after them at the same time sometimes. And, sometimes people may say, well, Sergio, that's too much. Why do I need to address so many issues at the same time? Well, if you want to get it right, sometimes that's what you have to do. Sometimes we are able to space it out. I can start working with this first, and then I will be working with that. It's all about the strategy. Sometimes, it will depend on each case. But the idea at the end of the day is that all of the proper issues are dealt with. And that's the key, that the issues that are actually there be attended. Now, we were talking a few shows back about true androgenetic alopecia, and it blew the mind of many people. Actually, I had a client this week. This guy has gone through hair transplant surgery twice, And after the first surgery, this kid was, very, very emotional about it. And he started losing his hair after his first surgery, and to realize that the first surgery that he'd had was not a success. So it was a bad surgery that he had. And he has been trying to deal it in his own way. And after the second surgery, he decided to get, a biopsy. And biopsy showed that he had lichen planopilaris.
You
Now,
cannot do hair transplant.
exactly. Hey, there you go. There you go. Because after hair transplant, if you had a biopsy, it will show scar tissue and inflammation related to maybe LPP, lichen planopilaris, when in fact it was just, the effects of the surgery, not the real thing. And the thing is that, this kid went to a dermatologist who is also a pathologist, and she was pushing for LPP drugs. I was like, whoa, stop there. It's not LPP. It's not lichen planopilaris. It's just the surgery. And I actually talked to Bauman about it, and he was concurring about it and trying to explain this kid, son, this ain't, this is not that you have a scarring type of alopecia. It's just, the surgery, the effects of the surgery, maybe the first surgery, maybe the second surgery, but that's the effects of it. And, getting people to understand, what type of alopecia was it. And he believed for many years that he had androgenetic alopecia. And we had, we did a trichogram on him about 3 weeks ago. You know what the results were? He was not experiencing androgenetic alopecia. Just a form of telogen effluvium.
After the surgery.
And he has been taking minoxidil and finasteride for years, experiencing the bad side effects on it. And he was not letting go of those drugs because hair was more important to him than, and it was sad. It was sad. And actually, I was talking to him a couple of minutes ago, and he was like, can I really let go of this medication? I'm like, yes, yes, you can, because you're not experiencing androgenetic alopecia. We have been working a plan to get him out of it. But the fact of the matter is this is the same type of scenario that we see on everyday cases. A lot of people who have been misdiagnosed, a lot of people who are taking medications or doing things that are actually not helping on the case. They might not be getting it worse, but systemically, does a person needs to be dealing with erectile dysfunction early on in his life?
Look how like the psychological effect is going to be on his life, like that early on. It's gonna work. It's gonna also affect his work, his everything, his relationships, everything. He's gonna be depressed, or God forbid. But yeah.
No, you just read on.
Just I know. Right on. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be dramatic, but that happens.
No, and it's not dramatic. It's real life. The life of this kid right now. It's in terms of emotions, is very complicated, and it's because of how he feels about his hair. This is why, guys, hair care and understanding what's really happening to you is really important, because you're going to be emotionally involved in this process. And Carrie, you see a lot of these folks, they believe that they have some sort of condition, and when they come to your chair and you're working on the hair and try to make it look better, how we deal with this?
You know what? The first thing is education, and that's the key. Like education, knowledge is power.
Yep.
And as soon as you give them proper education, proper knowledge, it shows hope, and it shows direction on where to go in a better future for tomorrow, and hope. Yeah, education's key.
You know, the only mistake that this kid did is he didn't see a trichologist before he head up to the hair surgery. He head up to the last resort right away. But if he saw a trichologist from the beginning, it might not end up like that, right?
That's true.
So that is the education he was missing, that he didn't know maybe trichologists exist. And that's what we're trying to do here in the Hair Wire, trying to tell people that trichologists exist. And when you see hair loss, go to a trichologist, not a hair surgeon or a dermatologist. These guys they have their jobs that are like at the end. These are the two last resorts when everything fails or when a person has a progressive baldness. But early on, you have many, many other treatment plans that a trichologist can help you with.
For instance, we're talking about options in terms of androgenetic alopecia. Okay, if there's a true androgenetic alopecia, then we know that medication might be needed, but there are also the natural pathways that we can go to, to help block DHT. Now, for those who do not experience androgenetic alopecia, basically the other major group that we have is telogen effluvium. And in telogen effluvium, we have it branches out and it branches out tremendously on the different forms and shapes that those types of hair loss can look like. And many people, when they go to Google and they, look for information on telogen effluvium, they see the hard cases. They expect heavy shedding, but telogen effluvium can also happen without a heavy shedding. And that's something that many people don't realize. And they think that because they're losing their hair slowly, progressively over the years, that it is only androgenetic alopecia. And androgenetic alopecia is not the only type of hair loss in which you will see hair loss gradually and going over the years. So with telogen effluvium, you can also experience that, and particularly in females, where the type of hair loss, if it happens on the top of the head, can be many times confused with androgenetic alopecia, which is why, again, we stress enough on, finding out what really happened. There are many factors to consider. You guys want to talk about the different factors that, can happen in telogen effluvium?
Yeah, so I have a case actually, a lady, she's like 21 years old, very, 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 very young. So like, I'm gonna tell you her story so you see the snowball effect of how she ended up with telogen effluvium episodes. Her diet is so bad, she eats junk food because she's at school, whatever, and she has Dunkin' Donut coffee and all the bad stuff. So what happened is all these bad stuff and the stress of going out to college and the stress of leaving home, what happened is her gut got inflamed. And by the time, because of all the stress and all the bad food she's eating, what happened? She got a leaky gut. When leaky gut happens, all the toxins get into her bloodstream. She's starting to having brain fog. She's starting to having fatigue. Like she will just fall asleep in the afternoon on her desk in a lecture, for example. And also the sad part is people think that is normal. That is the sad part. So she thought that is normal. Oh, I'll just go grab one more cup of coffee. And she's adding more acidity to her leaky gut, increasing the problem more and more until she reached a point where she started to have missing her period. She's 21 years old. She started She started to missing her period. So it started with bad food and stressful event. And we ended up with missing her period. Of course, she started to stress even more and more. So what's happening in all this, like 1 year span of one bad event after the other? She was losing her hair continuously. And like they think that it is, oh, that's normal. Androgenetic alopecia, my mom is losing her hair, so I'm gonna lose my hair too. You get the point where we're heading now? So I think that was not androgenetic alopecia. What happened was she's having small episodes of telogen effluvium with
right after the other, after the other, after the other. Exactly.
With every single, like it's a snowball effect, and it is becoming like exponential. Now it's little bit. Tomorrow, like next month is that much hair loss. Next month is that much hair loss. If she will just back up a little bit and slow down and have somebody who coached her to look at what is happening and sort it out, which is really, really, really simple. Eat properly. Very simple. Very simple. Very, very simple. But I don't know with this new generation, I don't know why it's so hard to tell them that Dunkin' Donut 3 times a day is not a good thing. I don't know why it's so hard.
It's not them, it's the way we were trained, society. Like these, you have to remember a lot of these kids, and I'm in that, like, we're in that era too. Like, I grew up in Canada. Parents both worked full time. I was in school. You have the quick snack, the quick fix, McDonald's, that's how a lot of us are raised. And to have families that actually had a mom or a dad that cooked a well-balanced meal around is quite rare. So a lot of us, including, I'm saying I'm one of those people too, because my parents were full-time. I didn't know how to eat properly. And it wasn't my parents' fault. It's society in North America. Yeah. In North America, it's a societal problem.
I want to shift the conversation where you started. Yes, this is what is happening it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural crisis. And I think people are not aware what is happening. What is like do you think that a Dunkin' Donut latte, pumpkin spice, something that has been advertised heavily right now because Halloween is coming, do you know how many grams of sugar that one latte has? 186 grams of sugar.
Wow.
That is equivalent to 27 Dunkin' Donuts.
Wow. I didn't know that. Thank God I don't drink those coffees. But
Sergio, look,
wow.
Can you imagine a girl, 18, 17, 18, 16, her morning routine is 1 Dunkin' Donut and this latte. She is having just at 8 a.m. 200 grams of sugar. And the FDA recommendation value is 6 grams. Dang. She's having 200. Can you guys wrap up your head around that?
I can't. I really can't. It is humongous. I mean, the amount of sugar in just one intake, that's ridiculous.
And then what's going to happen to her fertility issues? What's going to happen to the kid that she's going to have? He's going to have autism. He's going to have all kind of hormonal issues and all kind of, God forbid, all the stuff that.
Yeah, many things can happen to that unborn children. And in terms of, I mean, you're disrupting the complete genetic system of that future kid.
So, Sergio, where our society is going.
And, like Carrie was mentioning, you will see in terms of culture, you will see that North America, this is, ground zero for this. And the ugly part is that the rest of the world is catching up to it. Unfortunately, I mean, you go to Europe, you see that the type of, the dieting is different. But in certain areas of Europe, they're pretty much like US or the North America type of diet. Same thing when you go to South Central America. Usually you will find outside of the US a lot of fresh eating. People buy groceries for the day and they will cook those things that day, and fresh produce, fresh meats, even fresh juice, fresh squeezed juice. And something that we as a culture in the North America, everything is packed.
I know
everything is canned. Everything it has preservatives, a lot of additives, just to prolong the life of a product.
Do you know what you can get? You could get pre-peeled oranges wrapped in cellophane.
Oh no! I have a better one. You can buy now from Costco already melted cheese in a can.
Oh, my kids love that stuff.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no.
But that, you know,
Put them on a phone call with me. No, 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 no.
it's a treat. Like once in a while, like when you go to the movie theater, you get nachos and cheese.
Yeah.
You know,
Melt
but
it at home. Bring new like normal cheese, like cheese, and melt it, but don't get the stuff.
yeah,
Just
people
add
have it every
emulsification.
single day. Yeah. Like
Just
it's
add-
funny, my friends, we grow our, we garden every year, and we can all our food. And the amount of times my husband and I are at the point. So backstory real quick. My husband is a trained chef. He worked at a globally renowned winery for many years, Mission Hill Winery. Big one. People come all over just to eat there. He was there. He was a chef there. And so he knows how to cook. He's got his blue seal, his red seal. And a lot of times we'll make canned goods for people as Christmas gifts. And the amount of times that I have gone to somebody's house and the canned good that we had made them, and this is like borscht or jam and like vanilla pears, vanilla peaches, like really good stuff, even from our garden, like stuff we grew. And they will still have it in the back of their cupboard. And they're like, well, I'm just nervous to eat it. But yet you want to eat the machine canned goods, which by the way, they have like your canned salsa. They don't check every tomato. You might get a raw tomato. You might get a bug in there. They're allowed a certain amount of bugs in there. We clean and we like it blows my mind on people's way of thinking. And then another one, I have a cousin. She will not eat anything from the garden because a bug was on it, but she'll eat canned salsa. Like there's probably a lot of bugs in your canned salsa because a machine isn't going to be able to see a bug if it falls in there. We actually pull it from the garden, we wash it, we inspect it, we cut off the stuff you don't want, put it in there, but yet you don't want to eat it because a bug was on it. Like some people's logic just blows my mind. And
I mean, I would say the same thing. I have a neighbor. He has his own chickens, so every time they have eggs, they will spread them around, to the community. Hey, we have extra eggs. You want some? And of course, I love fresh eggs. I mean, organic, fresh eggs. And people will toss them away because they rather have the kind that you will buy at the grocery stores.
That's a cultural thing.
yeah.
I mean, can you believe that? I mean, you're getting fresh and you're tossing it away because why? Oh, it doesn't look sanitary. Have you even seen the process?
Yeah. That is the
Where
problem.
it comes
also.
from? I mean, you have to wash it, of course, but I mean, you rather have an egg coated with some paint on it, and that paint will go through the eggshell. Those chemicals will go through the eggshell. Okay, and don't forget, one thing is a free farm, and the other an industry, a big a big facility where chickens are given a lot of I don't know what nutrition type of thing, or even medications that they get.
Yeah.
And you call that to be sanitary?
That is the problem. Actually, the problem is the sanitation. We are all used in this culture to sanitation. We keep washing our hands with chemicals. We wash our bodies with chemicals. We eat chemicals. Everything around us is chemicals. So what's happening? Our kids are allergic to every single thing. Why kids are allergic to strawberries? Why? Because their bodies are full of chemicals. They cannot even handle a worm in a strawberry that was not previously put pesticides on it, sprayed with pesticides.
It's funny you say that. So my sister, she cannot eat apples here, but she could eat apples from New Zealand. But I know New Zealand doesn't use it's illegal, I think, to use a lot of pesticides. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then also too, like if I have wine in North America or different other regions, I know I have a list of them where I can't. I turn bright red, my rosacea flares up, and oftentimes I start sneezing, and then within a cup, I get a headache right away. And But if I have wine from old world countries or New Zealand, where they have different practices, I could drink a full bottle. Yes, I have a hangover because I'm drinking. Yes. But not like your typical red hangover I would get if I had one from where I live. A lot of like I won't get my rosacea won't flare up. I won't start sneezing. I'll just have a normal little buzz.
Yeah. Because your body is full of these chemicals that are in this region. So when you give them, like people who process their wine differently with no chemicals added, then your body is going to take it normally. But when like your body, you know, we did this episode one time, it's called about the toxic load, because our toxic load, we're full. That's why one thing you eat from outside that doesn't agree with your body, you're going to flare up that much. Because our toxic load is full.
Now, Basan, with the people that are listening right now or watching, what are some tips that we could do for them to help with detoxifying?
First of all, see what kind of toxicity you are exposed to daily, because there's daily exposures and there's exposures that we cannot control outside of our environment, like EMFs and stuff. Actually, EMF, you can control it inside your house, but not outside. But I'm saying that have a food journal and log out all your food and see where the sources of these food. Are they canned? Are they frozen with a lot of preservatives? Like try to see where your sources of food are and how do you cook? Do you cook in aluminum a lot? Do you cook on these aluminum trays a lot? Do you use the microwave a lot? So try to eliminate all the repetitive things that happens that you can see in your food journal. That's why a food journal is important. It gives you a visual of like, oh, I eat a lot. That's me. I eat a lot of hummus. My hummus is always from a can because I buy the garbanzo beans and I do my own hummus. I was thinking like, oh, I make my own hummus from scratch. No, baby, I don't do it from scratch. I do it from a can. So because of many, many years of eating hummus from a can, or the garbanzo beans, I make it hummus from a can, my aluminum levels are very high. Simple thing, we take it for granted and we don't think about it. I used to say I make my hummus from scratch. I didn't even think
you can consider the using a can.
So some people cook, like I know a lot of families, I used to do that, cook their like chicken in an aluminum foil, an aluminum tray, or cover of aluminum when you bake your stuff. This is all aluminum reaching into your food. So a quick fix in a way is try to see what is the most repetitive, start from the top. What is the most thing, that source of not good things you're taking it from, and take it away. Next thing, inspect your coffee. Coffee beans, commercial coffee beans has mold.
Yeah.
And a lot of load of mold, it may get you a Lyme disease or an autoimmune disease. Inspect your coffee beans, the source of your coffee beans. Inspect your drinking water. Are you filtering it enough? Like the commercial filters, I don't think they are enough. If you don't want to buy and invest in a big like filter for your house, which is very expensive. For me, for my house, I do filtration, commercial filtration twice. One is from the carbon and the other one is carbon and other layer, sand and stuff. They are not very cheap, but a cheaper option than buying a huge filter for your house. You know, these little things, we don't think about it because our ancestors never thought of it. They never had to think about it. But now, because of the load is so much, these little things matter. The EMF in your house, when you go to sleep, turn on your Wi-Fi. You don't need Wi-Fi going to your brain all day long, all night long. My newest hack is I sleep now on a grounding sheet.
Oh yeah, hear that.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of research too on the Wi-Fi with epigenetics too. It's not also the grounding mats work really great. I have one too, but if you don't have one, because I know they're very expensive, there are other tricks for you guys. Increase your vitamin D or get sun exposure, because that helps balance it out. And epigenetics, because that's where I specialize in, is about essentially biohacking your body to evolve, to adapt to the new way. It's not running from things. A lot of times we're like,
that again,
the hills, and then they end up getting a worse reaction because their body isn't built for today's culture. So we want to biohack our body to adapt to today's world. However, you have to keep in mind that we are electromirrored neuroactivity, or aura, or energy fields, as every same different. So we are emanating energy, vibration.
Yep.
So you have your cell phone beside you. It has Bluetooth and it has Wi-Fi and it has data. So you have Wi-Fi frequency emanating from the phone. And so what happens, just like in water, if you have ripples or rocks falling into the water, the ripples all spread out. Well, you have to think, if we looked at all of these Wi-Fi signals, we're ripples of energy. So we have my ripples of energy, we have the cell phone's various different ripples of energy. And so when one ripple of energy goes into somebody else's field, just like in water, when ripples come together, they kind of collide and push off. So, and so when you're sleeping and you have those signals interfering with your frequency, it's going to wake you up and have disruptive sleep. So they have measured it, and they say to keep it a minimum. You can have your phone on, but keep any Wi-Fi or frequency giving off system, Google, Alexa, all of those, at least 20 inches away from you. 20.
Take it off altogether.
Yeah, take it off. But a lot of people have to sleep with their cell phone. They have to sleep with their Wi-Fi because it's their alarm clock, or they have a mom or dad that needs to call them, or it's their phone and they have to be at arm's reach. No, 20 inches, they've measured it. And I even measured it with a test that I do, which is another topic another day. But yes, our frequency usually only goes out about 20 inches. And then you should be in the safe zone, but try not to keep it. But even if my husband sleeps with his cell phone and he sleeps here and then I have here and I don't have my phone, I know when he sleeps with his cell phone because my sleep isn't great. And even if he puts it on do not disturb, it's still, the phone is still getting interference from Bluetooth. It's still getting interference from Wi-Fi. It's still getting interference from data. So when he falls asleep, I move it into the bathroom. And I have a good sleep.
I like that. But those are the little things, that people usually don't consider. Those are the type of things that can actually be a great difference when it comes to healthy hair. And you say, but Sergio, how come those things, I'm only improving my sleep? By improving your sleep, you are changing the way, your follicles produce hair. By changing your diet, you're increasing the amount of nutrition that your cells are able to absorb. Those are the type of little things that makes a huge difference in your health to your hair. And, we see a lot of people doing expensive treatments for the hair loss, and using expensive shampoos and lotions and potions and miracle worker type of things, and nothing works. And when they come to my clinic, I will say, okay, let's do it again, but let's do this, and that. And then you will see a difference. And they'll be like, how can this be a much difference? Just try it. And when they come to see me again after a couple of months, they see a huge difference, because those little changes in their lives increase the power of absorption of those nutrients that we wanted to put in the first place to help with the hair growth. But, you have to empty a cup in order to be filled. So if a cup is already full, you cannot fill it. Simple as that. So if our bodies is full of toxins, to remove those toxins, you need to remove those interferences out of your body, or at least to help manage to our modern way of life. How we manage those help you tremendously, guys. And, that's the whole key in this process. I mean, there are many different types of alopecia, and we just got to talk about only 2 forms of it. And whenever we talk about telogen and effluvium, I mean, it's a huge topic. But, you know, there's alopecia areata, cicatricial alopecia, traction alopecia. There alopecia is coming out of the woodwork nowadays, and we're discovering new types of alopecia every day. And the idea is that as more specialized we become, we realize that, you know, there are different little details, little tweaks that we can make to make huge improvement in our lives, and of course, in how healthy our hair is going to be and going to be looking at. So, guys, this is what the Hair Wire it's all about. And that's why the Hair Wire Summit is so important to you guys. You have to be part of the Hair Wire Summit. Visit our website, thehairwire.com/summit, and start getting your tickets today. Don't wait till tomorrow. After September 24th, after September 23rd, the price goes higher. So take advantage of the early bird special and get your tickets today. Get your tickets today. This is not a conference just for hair loss industry experts. This is a conference for everyone. Everyone is invited, and you have to be there. You have to be here with us at the Hair Wire, at thehairwire.com. Oh my gosh. I get excited.
I know you
I get
do.
excited.
You are the best communicator I ever saw in my life.
You know, here's the thing, you know, this mic draws me. You know?
I know.
I try to stay away from it, you know.
No. You're the best host ever, Sergio.
Trying to. So, guys, before we go, what can we say to people about the summit? Carrie, what can we say about the summit?
You don't want to miss it. Level up. Master your hair, master your health. This is, you know, this is your patron or your professional. Sign up.
Yep.
Bizan?
Yep, sign up. You're not going to miss that. This is the wave of change. And we here in the Hair Wire, we're going to bring you the wave of change right to your desktop or even your phone. Just go sign up.
Sign up, guys. Sign up. Go to our website, thehairwire.com/summit. And of course, you know, please hit the like button on this video. Smash it. Destroy that like button right now. And of course, subscribe to this channel and hit on the notification bell, so every time we stream, every time we go up, we get a notification, and you can watch our videos with us. I know a lot of you watch it whenever you have the time, but I want you to watch it with us. Stay connected with us. I know that many of you are working, but some of you are on your lunch break. So while you're on your lunch break, be here with us. We're happy to entertain you, and of course to educate you about hair loss and everything that happens. Yeah, it's about wellness. It's about biohacking. It's about hair. It's a new world, guys, and we need to adapt to our different needs, and of course, you know, make it healthy for everyone. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is it. This is it, guys. We'll see you next week. God bless you all. See you next time. Bye-bye.